And then you can take the camera, and then we'll look at the cartoon real quick. Okay. So to begin today's presentation, I'd like to talk about our advancements in technology, especially in medical technology. In today's technology, we have been able to cure diseases that we didn't even think were possible to cure. We have made advancements in finding a cure to cancer and even calming the pain in those who aren't able to find that cure. But one thing that we haven't been able to figure out is how do we take care of those who only have 6 months to 2 weeks to live? And that's why I'm here to persuade you guys as to why I believe that that the state of Nevada should legalize physician-assisted suicide or physician-assisted death. It's a way for those to ease suffering or those to keep what I like to call a lion heart. First, during this presentation, I would like to talk about the requirements for someone to continue the process with assisted suicide, the process itself, and how it doesn't conflict with with the purpose of doctors, which is to help heal and better their clients. First, I'd like to point out that only the state of California and the District of Columbia, along with 5 other states, have assisted suicide legalized, and this is according to the website named Death with Dignity. Out of these states, they all follow very strict and rigorous requirements for each of their patients. Each of their patients must have a proof of residence for that legalized state. They have to be 18 or over. They have to be able to communicate their medical needs to whether a physician or a family member, and they must be terminally ill and only have 6 months or less to live. According to Death with Dignity, physicians are allowed to deny anyone of these types of services if they feel as though you are not psychologically capable of making this decision by yourself. In doing so, it creates a boundary of euthanasia, which is where the physicians conduct the death themselves, and the assisted suicide. Once those steps are completed and once they are found to have filled all those requirements, the process begins. Now, according to Dr. Bowdock, he reminds us that physicians aren't only going to just give you these pills or this liquid in order for you to end your life. The physicians are required to give you alternate options. But if you refuse to look at these other options, then the physicians will prescribe you with 2 types of medicine. The first one, as written by Engeber, was Seconal, which is a pill, and it's broken up, and once the capsules are broken up, they're put inside a drink, and it is consumed by the person themselves. Another form is the Seconal. The Numbol, which is a liquid form, which is an easier way for patients to just relax and not have to worry about having to follow a whole grueling process. The act of the patient giving themselves their own, allowing themselves to pass on, protects the patient and the physician themselves, not only in the respects of their family, but as well as in law, because euthanasia is illegal in all states in the United States. As far as debates go, a lot of doctors feel as though that assisted suicide goes against the Hippocratic Oath. The Hippocratic Oath is what many doctors and physicians take before they continue into the field. And this oath states that they are not allowed to conduct any pain or harm to their patients. and this includes, yes, assisted suicide as well as abortions. Yet, a lot of doctors, a lot of physicians no longer put the Hippocratic Oath into their workforce because the line of pain and suffering and the line of harm and doing no harm is very blurred nowadays. On Los Angeles Times, Nora Zimichow and Ken Murray, they debated as to what is more harmful, letting the patients suffer or having them pass on by themselves. Not to mention that in the past, doctors have conducted experiments on their patients and have caused more harm than help. To summarize, assisted suicide is not meant to harm anyone. It's not meant to bring pain to any of their family members or even the patient themselves. Assisted suicide is meant to create a way for everyone to have a smooth transition, whether they are moving on to the afterlife or if it's their family dealing with their death. In doing so, I believe that if we continue looking at what our technology has and at what we can do for those who are sadly a little too late to save, I believe that we can create a better community, which is why I would, again, like to recommend that you guys look into finding a way for Nevada to legalize assisted suicide, just so those who are in pain don't have to suffer anymore. And let me go back to this one.
No, I'm gonna record my phone.
You know what?
Two.
Like you could do any better.
And last one. Okay, and then I'll take the camera so I can record you guys.
Please, no flash return.
Oh gosh.
There is no flash.
Don't break the camera.